what we have here is Tyler Sneed with Red River Farms in Springfield, Tennessee, and he has two little baby calves that the mothers abandoned them. Give us a little story, Tyler.
Well, they're two calves out of two separate cows here. Both of them were twins, so the mama kept one of them, rejected one. The one on my right here, she's a heifer calf, and the one on my left, he's a little bull calf. Both of them are about 4.5, 5 weeks old.
Well, Tyler, what would have happened to these calves had you just left them alone?
4 weeks ago, when they were born, when we figured out that they wouldn't, their mama rejected them, if I hadn't got them up and given them some colostrum, been feeding them this milk every day, they would have died. We try to...
A lot of times we hear about farmers who mistreat their animals. Do you really know many farmers that mistreat their animals, or what do you think? I mean, I see you saving lives.
I don't think so. There's going to be some, there's some in every bunch, but most of your farmers, their animals are like their children, and so you're going to do everything you can to keep that baby calf alive, because, you worked hard raising its mama, and she's worked hard having a calf, and ultimately in the end it's going to be your income one way or the other. So you don't want to see them die, but you're going to do everything you can. That's why we feed them twice a day, just like this. Sometimes three. When they're a week or so old, I'll feed them 3 times a day. But
well, if people come this fall or a little later in the spring to visit Red River Farms, you think there's a possibility that they might get to see something like this going on your farm?
Oh, well, good Lord willing, yeah. Yeah, I sure hope so. we have, our cows normally, most of them are synced where they'll have most of their baby calves this spring. So, they're, a lot of our calves right now are, some of them are just being born. These here were early and just during in the harsh time of the winter, but yeah, I hope they're on the farm. When these get big enough to wean and take care of feed themselves, I'll move them back out to the farm. I got them in this trailer right now, but I'll move them back out to the farm for people to come see. And that's what it's all about. We want to educate people on just what to do on a case like this happens when the mama rejects a calf. And you wouldn't think that she would, but cows they're smart animals. So.
Well, Tyler, we notice that there's a lot of, in the news we read about farmers that are struggling, and just lately in Tennessee we've saw where the dairy farms, their suppliers, their buyers not going to buy their milk anymore, and we seem to be moving to more factory type farms. What do you think about that? What's your opinion? What do you think we're going to lose when that happens?
Well, I think, when you talk about the factory type farms, when it comes down to that, when people can, if you take a man that's milking 100 cows versus a factory type farm that's going to milk 100,000 cows, they can buy their feed in bulk, they can afford to have robots milking for them, and eventually, it's going to put out the little man. That's the only way to it. The only way about it. When something happens like that, and say when a milk supplier, if they build their own facility and they can afford to, they have the dollars and the funds to do that, and they can afford to produce their own milk cheaper, they're not going to buy it from the farmer. And that's why a lot of things are that way today.
So it's going to make a big difference in the local community then when we see these types of things happen.
Absolutely.
Local stores, local co-ops, and you know what the biggest thing is? I know that I've known you a while, and you grew up on a farm, and you grew up doing what you're doing today with these little calves and saving a calf. And don't you think when we lose something like that, we're going to lose touch with where our food comes from and lose touch with agriculture, our young people?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You'd be amazed now if you talk to kids younger than me, or even some folks my age. I'm not even 30 yet. Some people my age would be amazed that they think their food grows at Kroger or their hamburgers grow at McDonald's. You know, they don't know that there's a farmer that's getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock every morning to come bottle feed 2 calves to make sure that they're going to grow up to eventually one day provide food, you know, and for the rest of the world. Now these 2 calves here, they obviously won't provide for the rest of the world, but there's a lot of, I'm not the only guy that does this. There's a lot of farmers that are doing just this to provide food for everybody.
Well, absolutely. And Tyler, I appreciate your time to explain this to us today and talk to us a little bit about, you know, the general public doesn't get to see what's happening right here, but let's hope that they do on Red River Farms when they come to visit you. Can they go to redriverfarms.com and find out about activities going on your farm?
Absolutely. You can find our information at redriverfarmstn.com. We're also on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. My wife, she keeps all that up to date all the time. So all of our events coming up throughout the spring, we've got a lot of good things planned with our agritourism there, with our fruits and vegetables, different types of events. So you can find all that on our website or on our social media pages as well.
Well, do we have names for these calves, Tyler?
I don't know. I hadn't really named them yet, but I hadn't thought about it. But I think maybe, well, since it's a bull and a little heifer calf, which is a boy and a girl, how about we call them Ricky and Lucy?
Okay. Well, let's say Ricky and Lucy. Well, let's hope Ricky and Lucy does well and grows up strong, and maybe one of these days, some people watching this will come to Red River Farms and get to see Ricky and Lucy up close and see how healthy they're doing. Thank you very much, Tyler. Looks like Ricky over there is having a little hard time.
Yeah, they're about empty. They got their food for the day, so bellies
Awesome.
are full.
Good deal.
Now they'll be waiting for me in the morning.
Awesome.